is that distractions are always here. They're always existing. Technically, like our brain can't be. We perceive all these colors in the room, but we're not paying a close attention to every specific color in this room. That would be a distraction. I want to be able to focus my energy on what I desire. You know what I mean? So like that's the same thing. You have to allow things to distract you because if the distraction is getting your attention, then you have to give it your attention to some degree. You know, like you have to allow it into your life. So you actually are distracting yourself. You're always distracting yourself because you're giving the distraction your attention. So that's how I started to realize it. And I'm like, oh wow, I can be aware of distractions or something trying to take my attention, but my attention can be focused on myself internally. And I learned that through meditation because I would be meditating in a lot of public areas, right, with kids that I'm teaching or whatever. And these kids, they're not used to me meditating, so they're always trying to like wake me up, like Warren, poke me, messing with me, screaming and calling me, trying to do things to distract me, and I would just stay in my world, and it freaked them out because they were like, "Yo, what's up with this dude? How come he doesn't react? He doesn't react." It's like, I say that like once I've made that decision, I commit to that decision of going within. Now the physical world is not of my concern, you know, because I've taken that time out, and that trains your mind to cut out distraction.
Well, what are some things you found that you were giving your attention to?
Apps quickly, easily, they suck my attention in real quick.
I think that's a big one for everyone.
So like, and you can tell just looking at your screen time, bro. Just look at your screen time. If you have that on, if you don't have that on, I suggest you put that on. Not just to make. And I want you to feel bad if you feel like you wasted your time. If you wasted your time hours on an app that literally gives you no money, no nothing, then you have to feel bad about it. And it's just so you can push yourself to be better. You know, like, I'm not saying everybody has to be like me and just cut things off. Like I'll straight up delete the app, right? But then deleting that means nothing, just to re-download it.
That's it.
So like when you delete something or you cut something out, mean it. Commit to the cutting of something out. Don't just cut something out one day and go right back to it tomorrow, because then it makes the effort even that much harder to do it again. You know, because you're telling yourself, man, I've tried to cut this out of my life a bunch of times and I end up coming back. That makes it even harder to try to cut it out now because you feel like it's inescapable. So I recommend that you start off slow, cut out something that isn't that detrimental to your way of living, and notice how it feels once it starts to like really leave your environment. Notice how it feels when you start to not use a certain app for a couple of days. Just notice how it feels. And it's not going to be some dramatic shift. Just notice how it feels. And then you'll start being able to understand like how to cut other things out in your life. A lot of also was food too. Certain foods I cut out, like fast foods. Like going to certain places. Like I don't remember the last time I've been to McDonald's, bro. Like I had no problem with it before, but once I learned too much about the energy that was put into that food, I took a step away from it. It's not like I don't go to fast food places, but like I'd rather go to like some place that's like gives me a home cooked meal, like some Caribbean place or some shit. Like that's what I would consider more. I would if I needed food quickly, because I really am conscious about the energy that's in the food. And I think that's another thing, is the awareness of like, this is all requires your awareness. I'm sorry, like if you want to cut something out, you have to be aware of what you're doing at all times, because that's the only way. You have to catch yourself in the moment so you can not repeat the habit or repeat the pattern that's negatively affecting you, you know.
What about for you, Sean?
I feel like there's a balance of distraction. But you can't let it distract you for too long to a point where it becomes you. You become addicted to it, right? So for me, my biggest distraction, especially when I'm doing something, I'm getting frustrated of doing it, so I will escape to either play video games or watch anime, right? So because I don't know, distraction. It's like for me, it's like the word distraction. It's like traction. Like traction, what's the meaning of traction? Like something, it's in the way or something is blocking you because I remember when I started doing something, but I pretty much let something else distract me. Even though I had a goal in mind and I know how to like achieve it step by step, and but yet I'm getting so frustrated like nothing is working for me. So I would pretty much would like escape or put it away and to let something else distract me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to put it into one sentence because distraction, yeah, there are pros and cons. There's negative and positive when it comes to distraction, but how far are you gonna let it to dictate you or stop you from doing that, stop you from getting to your goals. Because distraction can do a lot of bad things, which is from reaching from from your goals or your dreams or whatever it is that you have planned out. There's things that I had these check marks that I haven't been checking because I'm letting something else distract me from it. Like obviously the phone thing, the apps, like social, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever it is, or playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be anything. I don't know, cause distraction. I would say it's a broad question.
It's almost like I'm starting to see it as like a test.
Yeah.
It's a test of what is your desire?
Right.
What do you really want? Because if you really want, like, if I ask someone, what do you really want? And they said, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be rich. All right, okay. You want to be rich? Sure. I'm not going to just make you rich, though. I'm going to make you prove to yourself that that's what you really want. So I'm going to put things in your way to test your will, test your dedication to the fact that you really want it. If you really want it, you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Anything you really want, you're going to get because you're focused on it. But, like, the distractions will be put in your path to make sure that you focus on it. Because if you don't, and you decide to go on the path of distraction, now you're going to delay your ability to manifest whatever you wanted to manifest. So that's on you. But, like, at the end of the day, it's challenging. What do you really want? If you really want it, you should be focused on it. Don't let anything else come in the way.
Yeah, it could be a test, honestly. It could be something else. I don't know. I'll always see distraction as a negative point of view, honestly. I don't know why.
Me too.
Because it's always stopping me from doing something that I started.
Yeah, I mean, from our definition, I guess, it's something that's like withholding your desires. And like, I do understand it from a different way though. Like some people's desires are warped. Like like Warren was saying, some people don't even know what the fuck they want. So like that's even easier. It's even easier to get distracted when you don't know.
Right. Yes.
Exactly. And like this is why I implore everybody to try to. I mean, in the beginning of every episode, I say the same thing: understanding the world, but more importantly, understanding yourself. Because if you understand yourself, you'll be able to tackle these a lot better. Like for me, personally, some distractions I've had, a lot of distractions in my life, drugs, pussy, social media, music. Honestly, was a distraction for me. Like just listening. That sounds crazy, I know, but listening to music, listening to trap music, literally, like it made me speed. It made me not focus, being present in the moment. Like mad shit, like. So many distractions, you know what I'm saying? Material vanity, clothes. I can go on. But what they all have in common, and especially within the time frame of my life, was a lacking of understanding for not only what they are, but who I am, and kind of what I want. Like that's really the common denominator in all those things. I didn't know what I really wanted, and so I like what you guys said a lot. Like Jean, when you said that. It's like you might not be finding success in something just right away. And a lot of times that's why it's difficult, especially in today's day and age with all this like things coming to us fast. If you don't get an instant gratification from something, it's easy to give up on it and go to something that does give you instant gratification, like a distraction, like an app or like anime, you know what I'm saying? Because I fall victim to that myself. Yeah, like porn, I've fallen victim to all those things myself. And I keep saying it, but I'm not the type of person, probably like temperament-wise, who in the majority of my life has been able to do things in moderation. Like I've never been able to temper myself and be like, I'm only gonna look at social media for 30 minutes. No, like for me, and like I like what you said too, Warren. Like, look at how it affects you after you do it. I deleted my social media, my Snapchat, my Instagram about like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm never going back as of right now. Maybe for this, but I'm not going. Shit, these niggas gonna have to manage that for me, because I don't. That shit was fucking with my head. Like after I stopped, at first, because I remember, I'm sure you all can relate to this. You open your phone, and what's the first thing your fingers do? At least for me, I would swipe right, go click on Snapchat right away, go look at stories. I would swipe right, go click on Instagram, look at the explore page. It was like, and when I deleted the app, this is when it was key for me, and this was a changing point, like a turning point. I deleted the app, but I opened my phone the next day, went and I clicked the place where it was, and I was like, oh, that like scared me. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is way like ingrained.
It's deep.
It's like ingrained in my subconscious to do this. And at first, for the first month, I won't lie, it was difficult because I felt like I was missing out. I have FOMO, you know what I'm saying? The fear of missing out.
Speak on that. I think that is one of the biggest fears for people.
Dude, I felt like I was like,
damn.
I felt like
I know what everybody's doing at all times.
Yeah, I felt like the train was leaving without me, like the hype train, the turn up train, whatever it is. And because I lived so much of my life in that kind of state, it was very difficult at first. But after about 2 or 3 months of not having it, I not only like Warren said, pay attention to how you feel after the distraction is cut out and after it leaves you fully. Right. After about 2 or 3 months, I swear, bro, I was just more attentive. I was more personable. I was more engaged with not only others but myself. I was thinking about intricate things. I had more time in my day. It felt like time was moving even faster for me. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was just like, I don't know why. I just felt like so liberating. You know what I'm saying?
Something was holding you back.
Yeah, it was literally like something was holding me back. Yeah. And for me, at least, some like how I've cut out distractions is, I talked about it as well on the segue that I did like the other week, but you don't want to make it hard for yourself, like it's not supposed to be hard for you, that's not the way you're gonna fucking win at the game. You don't win at the game struggling the whole fucking way through. You win at the game by rationing out and understanding your will, but also like constructing an environment where it's conducive of success.